What's up guys, welcome to a new video. Today I will be installing my diesel heater in the truck. I just received it. Let's go open up the box and see what's inside. I already opened it, so I already saw it. I just needed to look at everything that was in here to make sure that everything was here. But let's open it up again. Got the thermostat. Got the tube where the heat is going to be flowing through. Got the box with the heater itself. Got the heater unit. This is the model S3. Got the fuel pump. Then we got the box with all the wiring, all the tubing, and all the hardware to get it all installed. Got a bunch of little stuff, fuses, connectors, grills for the heating. Got a mount for the fuel pump. Got a muffler. A big ass wire harness. Got the fuel line. Got the exhaust tubing. Bunch of hardware. More hardware. Screws and nuts. Zip ties. So let's get to it. I will be installing it underneath my bed frame on the driver's side. I've got this little area right here, so I'll be installing it right here. I think it's going to fit pretty nicely. I'm going to have to cut the carpet out a little bit on this side to give it more room, because there is a lot more room underneath the carpet there. Okay, I think this is a pretty good spot for it, and I'll have the heat vent coming out right over here. Alright guys, so I am going to cut the carpet out a little bit because I've got a lot more room back there. So we're going to do a little bit of a dissection here. Alright guys, I cut a piece of carpet out. Got more room back there. So here's kind of what it's going to sit like. It's going to sit about right there. And then I'll have a hose coming out through here, up into here, coming out of this side. So I made some markings for the cutouts. We gotta cut out these holes right now. Guys, I got the holes cut out. It was scary as hell cutting holes in the truck like this, because those two big holes are 1 inch size. I sure hope they line up. I haven't tried yet. Alright guys, this is a test fit I got sitting in here. Alright guys, this install is really kind of tedious, really pain in the ass, because there's not that much room to work with. But here's what I've got so far. I've got the vent. I got the grill for the vent where the air is going to be coming out from. I will be installing the hose on it. This is where it comes into the compartment where the heater is going to be. The heater is going to be mounted right here. So that's what I've done so far. Alright guys, check out this wire harness. This thing is crazy. But I've got to drill a hole for the fuel pump wires, so I'm going to do it on that little plastic grommet that I've got going through the floorboard. Alright, we got these two wires for the fuel pump. See if I can feed one at a time. I think that should work. Alright guys, using some RTV silicone to make a gasket. Alright guys, time to install it. Here's where it comes out at the bottom. Alright guys, got it installed. I got the vent hose mounted onto the plate where it's going to be coming out of. Now we want to mount it onto the heater itself. That looks pretty good. Alright guys, I'm underneath the truck. I got the exhaust line hooked up, and I've got the air intake line hooked up. I also got the fuel line hooked up, and I've got the fuel pump mounted. Has to be mounted at a 15 to 35 degree angle, with the port feeding the heater has to be facing up a little bit. Alright guys, I am finished underneath the truck. I've got the muffler mounted with the exhaust coming down. Got the fuel pump mounted. Got the lines hooked up. Got the air intake hose mounted as well. And we got everything connected to the heater itself over here. It's a little tight over here. But yeah, got all of this hooked up. I've got to hook up the electronics, the wire harness. Guys, day 2 with the diesel heater install. Yesterday started getting dark on me and it was just too cold to work on it. It was like 45 degrees outside, but I've got the panels taken apart, running a battery wire from the front to the back. You got it coming out right here. I'm gonna route it under the bed frame. And I'm gonna keep my wire harness right here in the back under the seat, back part of the seat that I took off in order to unbolt the bed frame. But yeah, you guys see how much wiring there is. That harness is super long. So I'm gonna make it all neat, wire it up, and we'll be good to go hooking up the fuel tank. Alright guys, it is dark right now. I am in the garage, so I need to use a flashlight so I can see what I'm doing in here. But got the heater unit installed, got my wire harness underneath the seats, the backrest of the seats, got everything hooked up. I need to plug in my thermostat. This is what this wire is for, and I need to install the fuel tank, and we'll be ready to fire it up, and hopefully it works good. All right guys, got the additional fuel tank for the heater mounted next to my external fuel tank. Now time to fill it up and fire it up. All right guys, I'm on my way to the gas station to put some diesel in the diesel heater fuel tank, and then I'm gonna fire it up. That was actually kind of a tedious install. Went a little bit harder than I imagined that it would. Just very time consuming, and the weather is not the best. It's kind of cold today. It's this is day 3 that I'm actually working on it. Yesterday I worked on it just for a little bit, but today it's raining outside, so working on it inside the garage, and it's cold, so kind of crappy situation. Would be nice to get it installed when it's warm outside, but nothing's ever perfect in this world. So let's get some diesel and we'll fire it up and see how it works. All right guys, plugging in the thermostat. All right, and we can try to fire the system up. It's probably gonna take like 5 tries to get the diesel in the system. Let me go ahead and set up the thermostat. Alright guys, we got the fan going. I hear the fuel pump pumping the fuel. Just waiting till this thing fires up when the fuel's in the lines in the system. Just blowing cool air for now. Alright guys, the air is warming up. We're getting some warm air now. Oh yeah. Nice and warm. This thing is pumping out air big time. Very nice and toasty. Alright guys, so this thing is putting out some super hot air. I got it set on 72 degrees and it's pretty nice and toasty. So this is gonna make it very comfortable to sleep at night. Need to learn all the settings on this thermostat controller to know how to control it exactly the correct way. But yeah, pretty happy with it. Now time to clean up. I've got my rubber all-weather floor mats. I took it out of this side. I'm gonna cut a hole around it and put it back in here and clean it up a little bit and call it a day. Guys, the model of the diesel heater I bought is the Espar AS3 D2L. It's one of the newer models, and I think this one is rated up to 10,000 feet altitude that it'll work. The price for it was $1,200. I got a little discount off of it. They took off $120, so I paid a little bit less than $1,200, but still pretty good price. It was on sale. I think it actually went up in price now, so I got it at a good time, but they might have sales again. And the company that I purchased it from was Heatso, HEATSO.com. Really nice place, and the customer service is amazing. They are very informative. If you have questions on installation or anything, these guys, they actually spend time with you on the phone and explain it to you. So very happy with the place. Alright guys, so that's pretty much it with the diesel heater install. I need to find a spot to, I got my thermostat wire just kind of hanging right here for now. I need to find a spot where I'm going to mount the thermostat, because I want to be able to use it while I'm sleeping in the back, and like if I'm sitting at a truck stop during the winter time and I've got no loads, I want to be able to control it from the front seat. So I kind of need to find a spot in the middle of the truck to where I can mount it. Yeah, I mean, this thing is awesome. It's pumping out some pretty hot air, so very happy with it. Actually can't wait to try it out at nighttime. But yeah, I appreciate you guys watching the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.